That's a good question. So basically, me and him came together from two different paths. Okay, so he was a curandero and I was a physical witch. The problem was testing the intention theory, is what we faced. The egg itself is not cleansing. The intention makes the egg cleanse. The egg shell is protective. This is in physical witchcraft. So, in order to test the different approaches, we use the physical ailment way, right? So we would use the technique before doing it specifically to ask it to show health ailments in the person, and then the person or us, whichever one, would pass the egg all around, and then we would crack open and see what it showed for physical ailments. And then I'd go by what I saw, like, do you have fibromyalgia? So, for instance, that shows up the same. Hold on, I'll find a picture to show you fibromyalgia. All right, so this cobwebbing, not the balloons, not the spikes, this cobwebbing is usually jealousy in an egg reading. But the cobwebbing that happens is pain, like all the time pain will show up as cobwebbing when you're doing it for an x-ray. So this kind of veiling structure, not the skull. The skull, I'll tell you what the skull means health-wise. So this large sheeting means something else in egg cleansing. In egg reading, this is referring to usually either a biofilm or extraordinarily high cholesterol. And in the reading, the skull would be like there's going to be something major that happens if you don't address it. Like a severe infection or like a heart attack or stroke. So once we knew that we could change what the egg showed, because the people would confirm if they had this ailment or not. Once we could confirm what the egg showed without removing something from it, then that's when we went into looking at it for spiritual issues. Then we would do actual experiment. So we would take one like this and pull the egg reading, see what the problem was. We would first do a second one right after to see if it showed back up, which it did. So we know that we were not cleansing the egg. Then we would give them the herbal solution or spell solution, and then we would do it again. So it would come out like this. So the first one would come out like this. Then we do a second one. It would still come out like this because we were making sure that the egg wasn't cleansing. And then we would give the solutions to what we saw. And then we would do it the third time. And so it would come out clear. So it was a lot of trial and error that we did in order to devise this way and test the intention theory. And so basically what that goes down to is the same thing when you have an ingredient that has multiple correlations. When you grab the ingredient to add it to your spell work, you're telling that ingredient which correlation you want it to use. And so when it comes to the egg, you can do the same thing when you're using it as this tool. If you're doing it for yourself, then you would go, please show me my health ailments. Or you would go, please tell me if there's any workings being done against me. Or is anybody working against me magically? And it'll tell you that. Now, if you don't work with negative energy, which a lot of people clear their space of negative energy, which takes away 50% of your spiritual crew. Well, maybe not 50%, but a considerable percent, because not everything that walks with you and helps you is higher vibration positive. Okay, a lot of it is negative because y'all forget that negative means charge, not bad. It means charge. So when you clear your space of negative energy, you're clearing out some of your help. That's why I needed to develop this, because I don't want, removing negative energy is not what you want to do. A more accurate thing, if you wanted to do it and I'll get a lot of flack for this, but I don't care, is that you want to remove malevolence. Malevolence, because you can get burned by light, but it's the malevolence behind it. Then you could use the egg that way if you don't want to yeet any of the positive, negatively charged energy that's within you or working with you. That's why I wanted to develop this technique. So I hope that made sense. Anyway, drop questions below.